What is going on, budget builders? My name is Trill, and today we have several good pieces of news that I want to share with you regarding the fourth stimulus package. And every day we continue to have a new video that references or helps us get one step closer to receiving a fourth stimulus check. Now, in this video today, we have good news as Congress appears to have a solution to avoiding a government shutdown, as they have reached a potential deal that the GOP that doesn't require using the filibuster. Now, also in news, more discouraging information for the Biden administration. Another judge has ruled against the vaccine mandate for healthcare workers. And lastly, guys, hey, we do have some good news to share with you in regards to the new COVID variant, Omicron. It seems like the variant is more contagious than the previous Delta variant, but the good news is it doesn't appear as deadly as we once thought it would be. Now, we are going to hear from one of the top health experts in the nation on what he thinks about this variant, Omicron. But before we get started, guys, hey, if you want to stay up to date with all of the stimulus update news as well as daily hot topics, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you end up liking this video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. Okay guys, listen to this crazy story right here that happened a few days ago. Bettercom website, the CEO ends up firing 900 employees on a pre-holiday Zoom call. What was he thinking? Now, about 900 employees of a real estate company, Bettercom, were asked to attend a Zoom call on Wednesday. But rather than offering a holiday message to workers, the CEO, Vishal Garg, delivered a 3-minute speech informing attendees that they would be terminated effective immediately. Now, videos of the Zoom call have been posted on social media networks as well as YouTube, with a source familiar with the company verifying the authenticity of the recordings. Now, in the video, Garg sits at a white table wearing a business casual outfit of slacks, a shirt, and a blue vest, and tells the workers how challenging it is to make this decision that day. He said the last time he did this, he actually cried, confiding to the fired employees. And he said, this time, I hope to be much stronger. Now, the Zoom call is sparking outrage on social media, with users decrying Garg's mass video layoffs as they cry and criticizing its timing of just weeks before the holidays. Now, on LinkedIn, fired Better.com employees or previous employees have been asking for leads on new jobs, while also expressing their concerns as receiving the surprise at the sudden terminations. Now, in that particular video, Garg, which is the CEO of Better.com, says that the layoffs impact about 15% of Better.com's workforce, but he actually misspoke, according to a person familiar with the company, who said that about only 9% of employees were actually laid off. But yeah, guys, this was a little bit of a crazy story to have the CEO fire 900 employees on a Zoom call. I mean, that is a lot of employees, for number one, to be fired on one day, and then to actually not even willing to speak with them one-on-one or in a group setting at work in the office space, to actually do it on a Zoom call and actually schedule this meeting 1 hour before it actually went down. That's just crazy, guys. So now, yes, we have 900 new employees that are going to be filing for unemployment benefits. But the sad thing is, guys, this is happening just 2 weeks before Christmas. And yeah, you have to imagine these employees having to call their spouses and tell them over the phone that I have just been laid off and we do not have any money to buy our children as well as our family and friends gifts for the holidays, guys. But let me know what you guys think about this situation down below in the comment section. I think this is just completely horrible to say. And reading these articles, it does not state that they were receiving any type of holiday bonus or whether they're going to receive any type of incentive for being laid off. So we are going to keep those 900 employees and their families in our prayers during this holiday season. Now, in other news, guys, we do have this article in regards to the new COVID variant, Omicron. Right here it says that 19 U.S. states, which I want to update that is because there are now 20 U.S. states that now have detected Omicron COVID variant in their state. Now, this fast-spreading Omicron variant of the coronavirus has now been reported in more than 50 countries and 20 states, according to the director of the Centers for Disease and Control and Prevention. Now, he says that we expect the number to continue to increase over the next coming days. Now, guys, I will say this is some very sad news, as this variant is really spreading like wildfires, but I will say it's actually spreading more than the Delta variant. But I do have a little bit of good news, guys, that I want to share with you, is because Dr. Anthony Fauci, he came out on Tuesday and said Omicron variant appears to be less severe than we originally thought or hoped for.
A new report from South Africa says that so far, the Omicron variant hasn't led to a surge in hospitalizations. South Africa is the epicenter of the outbreak of the new strain. Also, President Biden's chief medical advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says that while it is early, it doesn't look like there's a great degree of severity caused by Omicron.
The top infectious disease doctor, Anthony Fauci, said on Tuesday that the Omicron variant of the coronavirus seems to be less severe than the Delta variant, but caution, it will take a little bit more time to get a full picture of it. Now, it's too early to be able to determine the precise severity of the disease, but it appears that with the cases that are already seen, we are not seeing a very severe profile of this disease. Now, in fact, it might be, and I underscore might be, less severe as shown by the ratio of hospitalizations per number of new cases. But he said the low hospitalizations could be influenced by the fact that younger people are the ones getting infected with Omicron. But Fauci also noted that the virus also appears more transmissible, but offered the same caveat that it's still in the early stages. So yes, guys, I will say this is some very good news, because the entire country and other countries as well have really been nervous about what type of damage this Omicron variant is going to do, especially as we are really trying to rebuild and come out of this pandemic right now. So yeah, to hear this good news that the Omicron variant is not really seeming to be as severe as the Delta variant is really some positive news. And hopefully those travel bans that have been put in place from several countries around the world can actually be removed now. Now, in a little bit of bad news in regards to the Biden administration, another judge has halted the Biden vaccine mandate for federal contractors nationwide. A federal judge in Georgia on Tuesday temporarily halted the Biden administration's COVID-19 vaccine mandate for federal contractors across the country. Now, this particular ruling by the U.S. District Judge R. Stan Baker, an appointee of former President Trump, is the latest in the series of legal setbacks for President Biden and his administration as they seek to push these vaccine mandates across the country. Now, Judge Baker, whose order blocks the mandate while the case plays out in the court system, said that the challengers were likely to prevail on the claim that Biden exceeded his authority with the public health measure. Now, federal contractors were facing a January the 18th deadline to be fully vaccinated. And late last month, the Kentucky-based federal judge issued a narrower ruling that blocked the federal contractor mandate in Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee. But on Tuesday, this particular ruling effectively extended the freeze nationwide. But now it's time for some stimulus update news. And right here we have the Democrats have offered a new bill to raise the debt ceiling, as well as this way is going to be able to avoid a filibuster. Now, in this particular news, the House Democrats on Tuesday introduced a piece of legislation that would allow the Senate to raise the debt ceiling without having to overcome a filibuster. Now, this legislation would set up a one-time process to raise the debt limit to a specific number without requiring 60 votes to overcome procedural roadblocks. After that process is established with the help of Republicans, then the Democrats are expected to pass the separate debt ceiling increase without any GOP support. Now, Senate Republicans emerging from a meeting with Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell on Tuesday said that this proposal will pass the Senate with at least 10 Republican votes. Now, we did hear from Senate Republican Roy Blunt, and what he said was, "I would expect to be able to be for it," said Senator Republican Policy Committee Chairman, a member of McConnell's leadership team. He said that, "I think it's less of a problem for us on the Medicare bill than it would have been on the defense authorization bill. This would allow the debt ceiling to be raised in the Senate with only Democratic votes in a 50-50 chamber. Republicans had said that they would not provide votes to help raise the debt ceiling again after doing so back in October. But the bill unveiled by the House Rules Committee combines a fast-track process for raising the debt ceiling with the Medicare legislation. Now, this particular 10-page proposal would avert automatic cuts faced by physicians and other medical providers under Medicare, while setting up the special procedures designed to pave the way for the debt limit hike in the Senate. A Senate Republican aide explained the legislation will set up a special one-time process to allow Democrats to pass a follow-up bill raising the debt limit to a specific number, and the Democrats could vote by a simple majority to raise the debt limit high enough to cover federal spending obligations until after the 2022 midterm elections. So yeah, guys, this is some great news because they are going to pass this bill and it's going to be good enough to actually go through next year of the 2022 midterm elections. Now, I will say this bill will actually raise the debt limit by an estimated $2 trillion and would be passed by the House at a later date and then come to the Senate for their approval as well. Now, the fast track procedure authority must be used by January the 16th, at which time it will actually expire. Now, the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen informed lawmakers that last month that the Congress needs to raise the debt limit by December the 15th, which I want to remind you guys, that is next week, less than 7 days away. And yes, like I read in that article, right here we have another article that says the Senate GOP predicts it'll have 10 votes for the debt deal, and this is to raise the debt ceiling limit in order for them to avoid another government shutdown. And this is going to be enough purchasing power to actually push them sometime next year to after the midterm elections. And of course, because we have these 10 GOP leaders that are willing to support this bill, Senator Mitch McConnell is facing some GOP pushback because of this. Now, according to this article, the minority leader Mitch McConnell is facing pushback over a deal announced on Tuesday by congressional leaders that paved the way for the Democrats to sidestep a filibuster as well as to raise the debt ceiling. Now, under this particular agreement, the House and the Senate will first pass a bill that prevents cuts to Medicare and also tees up a subsequent debt ceiling bill to pass by a simple majority in the Senate. Now, Mitch McConnell is sparkling resistance within his own caucus, both from conservatives, which raised concerns during a closed-door luncheon, and the GOP senators who previously helped advance a debt ceiling deal in October. Now, Senator John Thune said that there are always very diverse points of view within our conference on these types of issues. Now, Republicans were describing the measure on Tuesday as setting up for a one-time exception to the filibuster, though a GOP aide noted that the Senate routinely has a fast-track process for other issues like arms sales as well as trade deals, and the debt agreement was drawing criticism from conservatives who don't want to lift a finger to help the Democrats extend the nation's borrowing limit. So yeah, guys, as we expected, these particular 10 GOP leaders that are willing to support this debt ceiling increase are actually causing pushback against Mitch McConnell, and Mitch McConnell is actually receiving all of the brunt from all of this. But I will say that it is some good news that we do have at least some GOP leaders that are willing to not let this country face a government shutdown, especially while we are right now coming out of a pandemic as well as facing a new variant, the Omicron variant. So yes, guys, we do not need to go towards facing another government shutdown. So it looks like they're going to be able to pass this bill or this debt limit increase without the filibuster. So this is some good news, guys, and it's going to provide an additional $2 trillion of purchasing power in order for the government or the United States to be able to meet its obligations for its bills that are on the table, because we do not want to be able able to go down this road again, guys. So I want to know what you guys think, especially if you support the GOP or if you support the Democrats. Do you agree that we should pass this debt ceiling increase in order to avoid a government shutdown? Let me know down below on what you guys think about this. But anyways, guys, hey, if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to see more, hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like this video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. Now, other than that, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.